allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Just do one more check outside.
Anybody else outside?
Commissioner Henton, no one is outside.
Meeting called to order. Pam, may I have a roll call, please?
Commissioner Hedden.
Present.
Commissioner Staniford.
Here.
Commissioner Watson.
Here.
Commissioner Wilson.
Excused.
And Commissioner Rowland.
Attending.
Okay, I'd like to make a motion to excuse Jay the proper way.
Discussion.
Any discussions? Okay, Pam, roll call.
Commissioner Hedden.
Yes.
Commissioner Rowland.
Yes.
Commissioner Staniford.
Yes.
Commissioner Watson.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, I'd like to get a recognition of staff and guests.
No guess.
No guests. Okay. We have an attendant. Okay, approval and discussion of the agenda.
I'll make a motion to approve the agenda as written.
I'll second.
Approved and second. Any questions? Any questions? Roll call.
Commissioner Hedden.
Yes.
Commissioner Rowland.
Yes.
Commissioner Staniford.
Yes.
Commissioner Watson.
Yes.
Okay. 3, executive session to review emergency financial assistance application pursuant to ORC 121-22J and 5901.09 and to consider the appointment, employment, dismissal, discipline, promotion, demotion of compensation of a public employee or official or to investigate charge complaints against a public employee, official, licensed, regulated individual, G1 of section 121.22 of the Ohio Revised Code.
I'll make a motion to enter into executive sessions for the stated reasons.
Second.
Roll call, ma'am.
Commissioner Hedden.
Yes.
Commissioner Rowland.
Yes.
Commissioner Staniford.
Yes.
Commissioner Watson.
Yes.
I'd like to recognize the guests. See what are their names, Pam?
Charles Norton and Willard Scott.
Okay, they're, I guess, thank you, Governor.
Yes, sir.
Okay,
Is Lisa here?
No, I talked to Lisa.
Okay.
okay. We going to the appeal of Mr. Sanders.
Correct.
Okay, turn the floor over to the director.
Mr. Nathan Sanders on appeal for emergency financial assistance request. He amended his request, requesting only his Duke utility bill be paid. The last amount that we have actually documented from a Duke bill dated September 26th is $625 to be paid by October 17th. Or to avoid disconnection, at that time, it was $432.11.
Mr. Vice President, I'd like to make a motion to deny the appeal. Veteran Zander.
There's a motion on the floor to deny the appeal of Mr. Zander. I'll second it.
So when I hear the amount of money,
Hold on a minute. It's been, any questions?
yeah, when I hear the amount of money that he takes in a month, I'm saying we deny it.
Okay, it's the vote on the floor has been motion and second. Roll call, Pam.
Okay, Commissioner Hedden.
Yes.
Yes.
Sorry.
Yeah, I got to forget, yes.
Confused me there for a minute, that's okay. Commissioner Rowland.
Yes.
Commissioner Watson.
No.
and
Mr.
Commissioner
Taylor.
Sanford, sorry.
Yes.
Vice President, motion carries as a denial of the
Read it.
appeal
Appeal,
benefits.
yes, denial of appeal.
Yep.
Carries.
Thank you.
Okay. 4, review and approval of discussion and meetings of the minutes from November the 13th. Everybody read the minutes and everything.
I'd
Then
like
I
to make a
get a-
motion to approve.
I'll
Okay.
second.
It's a motion and second. Any discussion on the minutes? Any discussion on the minutes? Roll call, ma'am.
Commissioner Hadden,
Yes.
Commissioner Rowland,
Yes.
Commissioner Sanford,
Yes.
and Commissioner Watson.
Yes.
Is there any presentations or announcements? Is there any presentations or announcements? See, there's none. Okay, open forum.
Mr. Vice President, I would like to make a motion crafted here specifically that says that nobody from the Veteran Service Commission, be it a commissioner or an employee, may include more than one commissioner in an email.
State that again, please.
That nobody from this Veteran Service Commission, be it a commissioner or an employee, may send an email to no more than one commissioner.
That, if I'm not mistaken, that already have. been-
I'm amending my previous one to include this statement, because I had it crafted as a general for anybody. Now I'm making the notification that it includes us as commissioners, is what I'm asking to do. So that way the authority is very clear on that.
Okay, it's been motion. Do I hear a second?
I don't fully understand what I'm saying.
We made a
Clarify.
motion last time that you had voted for to only send one email to a commissioner, not to include multiple commissioners.
Up on the
Well,
sunshine.
there has been, under the sunshine laws, there has been indications that that didn't apply to the commissioners. So I am making a new motion to include that everyone under the umbrella of the Veteran Service Commission, including us commissioners, will not send emails to more than one commissioner at a time.
Including BCC line,
And
CC
including
line.
BCCC, it will be, if you or I were sending an email, or I wanted to send an email, I will send individual emails to the commissioners if I have something to discuss or ask or send to you. I will not include all of the commission, which may invite a discussion possibly, which would very much put us in violation
Of the sunshine.
of the Sunshine and Open Meetings Act.
Okay,
So I am trying to protect this
okay,
commission.
I'll second the motion. I'll second.
Thank you.
Okay, it's been motion and second. Is there any discussion on this motion?
That's an improper motion for a couple of reasons. One is the board has a responsibility of being current on events that are going on. So sometimes it's necessary to send a notification to more than one board member. And that's number one. Number two, we didn't give up our rights to freedom of speech just because we joined this board. People still retain their right to freedom of speech. And as an individual, if I want to send an email to whomever, I have the right to do that.
I think you missed an important, Mr. Watson.
Hold on a second.
No, hold on.
Hold on a second. I'm not missing any point. I'm raising an issue, 2 points. One, boards, we need to share information. The membership of the board needs to share information with each other. That's number one. Number two, we have the right to freedom of speech.
Right.
That's it.
Right. Okay.
Let's just take
It's a
vote.
vote, no, hold on. It's a motion on the floor. It's been discussed. Roll call.
Everybody gets to discuss.
Yeah, but
He raised his hand.
I would like to,
Okay.
that Commissioner Watson, I appreciate, and what, I guess there is a caveat to that, once we became commissioners of a public body, we do lose the ability to have inner discussion with more than one commissioner. If we have 3 commissioners in a conversation, it then becomes a quorum by state law, which is a violation. So yes, we
I
do
know what
maintain.
the state law
So
says.
what you can do, and I'm not saying, it doesn't negate that you need to disseminate information. You just send 4 separate emails, is all we're asking. And
Okay,
if you
that's the way
don't want
you
to
want
follow
it.
it, well, that's the motion.
that's why I asked for the vote. It was more, and I'm trying to keep the argument down. Roll call.
Commissioner Hadden,
Yes.
Commissioner Rowland,
Point of order.
Yes,
Commissioner Stanford,
Point of
It's a
order.
vote on the board.
Point of order overrules that.
No, it don't. Where you getting your stuff at?
May we ask the attorney?
What's the question?
I said point of order before we continue the vote.
The vote had already started.
There are meeting rules that this board approved. I don't recall there being a point of order.
It's in Robert's Rules of Order.
This board approved meeting rules to run
The running meetings.
I'm sorry?
this board approved a set of rules for its meetings.
Robert's Rules of Orders does not apply.
It can be overruled, it's just a suggestion.
It's
Robert's rules are just a
Rules are not in the
suggestion.
Ohio Revised Code is what dictates how this meeting is run.
We are in the middle of a vote right now.
We're in the
yeah,
middle of
let's
the vote.
continue the vote.
Roll call, Pam.
Commissioner Watson,
No.
Commissioner Stanford.
oh, Stanford, no, I did, you said yes.
But you forgot Gary.
Very,
Commissioner
very,
Rowland.
yes.
People
I
switch
went Patty,
seats.
Rowland, Stanford, and Watson.
Okay.
Everybody else said yes, and then,
Okay. Motion passed.
okay.
Thank you.
Okay. Old business.
Okay, retention schedule. Commissioners, we heard back from Ohio History Society, our RC1, which is records retention schedule for one-time deletion of old information. The only thing that we've put there are thank you cards that this board has retained from years ago, as well as miscellaneous activity announcements. So now we're able to delete those, shred those. So that's been approved. That was approved this morning, actually.
Okay, what's the date on that? Or do you have a date there?
So this was approved September 19th, 2024.
And what's the range that we're allowed to?
No range. So
So we can do it at
anything
our
that falls
pleasure.
under thank you letters, and then also office memorandums that reflect event flyers and copies of old state or federal legislation.
Any word on when we will be able to delete the bulk of our records?
So all of that approved. Our RC2 got approved, which is our actual records retention schedule for the office. So that is approved. So just in summary here, our records retention approved policy is for veterans relief files and also Veterans Affairs case files, 3 years from the last date of file activity. And we only need to retain it either paper or electronic means. So we're moving to electronic means, scanning it, and then saving it in two places. One, our hard drive, two, on a USB thumb drive as a backup. Everything else beyond 3 years from last day of activity can be shredded. And then also, what are permanent records that must be retained? Medium annual reports that are sent as official copies that must be retained permanently, as official copies that must be retained permanently, either by paper or electronic means. And then personnel files of staff personnel, also as paper, or also as permanent, can be retained either paper and or electronic. So our contractual records retention specialist has now been able to scan 22 years worth of board minutes and in the process of financial assistance applications now, starting from 1994 for financial assistance.
Oh, I have no idea.
Okay, well,
I know, we've got minutes going back to like 1986 that needs
Okay.
to get
okay.
2000 and,
Well, same thing. For financial assistance applications, it's only 3 years from date of last activity.
We only have one scanner,
We do.
and that's a high-speed scanner.
Yes, although the difficulty we're running into is due to the flood of this office. A lot of now those minutes are either have mold on them. So she has to take those documents page at a time and actually put them on the scanning bed and scan them. So slowing down a little bit, but if we can feed it through, it goes pretty quickly through that. So
Why don't we just keep those records that are unscannable? We'll just keep those and skip over in the digitizing of those. Because
Well,
obviously, I mean, but you
I
understand,
still want to digitize.
at some
that.
point, but right now, for speed of it, if we have to segregate certain stuff to be done later at a later date.
Yeah. We've got time. We've got a year until Mercy.
Yeah, so I think it can be done.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just saying for the speed of the process.
Any question on,
Any questions on
retention schedule? Okay, go ahead, Mr. Director.
So next, Mr. Vice President, on old business financial literacy program. So we talked about one of the focus areas that I want to bring on as the executive director is financial literacy for Hamilton County veterans. So not only have we established a financial counseling portion of our emergency financial assistance policy. So after a veteran has gotten approved for financial assistance, before they get their check, they meet one of our veteran service officers for a 15 to 20-minute consultation regarding their finances, and then they get their check.
Who would be doing that? The new guy?
Yes, Mr.
Okay.
Jim Gronefeld, he's doing a fantastic job, becomes 15 years in banking, doing the similar type of counselings for bankruptcy or foreclosure clients that he's had in the past. So very well trained.
So this would start,
It's been starting already.
Right now,
So
okay.
we're a month into it and it's working great. So I think he's seen about 20 veterans already doing a 15, 20-minute counseling. And he gives them a budget counseling form that he just got from the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau website. So that's in the works. The other thing that we're excited to announce is last week, I had a meeting along with Service Officer Gronefeld and our outreach manager, Amber, in Dubuque, with 4 partners in the community in the financial sector that are willing to volunteer their time and provide ongoing monthly classes on finances for Hamilton County veterans. A mortgage banker, or a mortgage broker, a banker, a financial credit, a credit counselor, and then also financial planner. 2 of them are veterans, and then the other 2 are dependents of veterans. So they came in here, we had a roundtable discussion, they're excited. So what we're looking to do is on January 23rd, 6 p.m., we've partnered with Easter Seals. They're going to host the event at their new military and veteran space there in Gilbert Avenue. We're going to sponsor it and we're going to market it. So we'll change some of our radio ads. We'll work through what the messaging will be, but we're going to blast it out to the veterans of Hamilton County, especially transitioning veterans that are transitioning out of active duty and veterans that are looking at a New Year's resolution, trying to get their finances in order. So it'll be an hour-and-a-half long class, January 23rd, Thursday, 6 p.m. We'll provide food and see how many veterans attend, but we'll talk about budgeting, repairing credit, VA home loans, and then also what savings accounts may be more advantageous for veterans rather than low interest bearing.
So we'll be advertising on the radio,
Yes.
print.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Great. Go ahead. That's-
Speaking in line with the financial literacy and the financial aid assistance that Jim is doing, I would ask that you consider hiring an investigator for this office.
Financial literacy.
And just an investigator in general. We seem to be getting a lot of incomplete information on appeals. Numerous offices throughout the state hire an investigator, whether they're an old financial crimes detective or a homicide detective or whoever, to come in and they will do the investigation on the groundwork instead of asking our individual service officers who don't have the experience of doing a depth of investigation that I think we need in this when we're listening to this stuff here. I would ask you
Appreciate
to
that.
consider
Yep,
that.
yeah. I know that other counties do it differently. Some may have a little bit more. Basically, 5901 does say financial investigator. Some have interpreted that to be more of a law enforcement type investigative role. Other counties utilize the financial investigator to be the intake specialist for financial assistance applications. Looking into that, there's pros and cons. One is that we could get, I think, a lot more thorough information for financial assistance applications because we're a large county. I also don't want us to be misconstrued as a law enforcement-esque, you know, paramilitary organization.
I just want facts, that's all.
Oh, sure,
It
yeah,
is-
yeah.
It is,
I think it comes down to training. I mean,
Well, I really don't think we need to bring in law enforcement or investigator when our BSOs can really do that themselves. I don't think the prize system is that great of a risk for us right now.
but noted.
Yeah, noted, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I heard that at training too.
If you can, what county is doing that? Is it Cuyahoga County?
Cuyahoga has them, and I believe Franklin has, but his is kind of more of a hybrid. I'll have to check
Yeah,
on
it's
that.
not more
It's not,
So I owe Cuyahoga a trip
And
up there, because I've heard,
also Lorraine County, I believe, I'd have to talk to Jared.
I think Montgomery was thinking about it.
That
They're not into it, but they are.
The problem, like I said, it is the lack of actual, like this file that we heard today. If it had been, let's say, properly investigated, we would have had the answers that we have questions about. And that is, you may be right, lack of training on the VSO's part to actually do the full breadth of the.
well, it's also
investigation.
time, you know, because they're doing both claims, and I think eventually what our office needs to go to is there needs to be, again, right, the vision long-term is there's
A
different
separation.
departments. There's the service claims department, and all the VSOs doing is claims work. And the other one is financial assistance department, and all is intake. So, but I will look into that.
You are right, it may clear that up once we do have a separation in there.
Right.
It's all-
It will clear it up
You're
once we
good.
get
But
that stuff.
I owe a trip to Cuyahoga. It's the only county, the other larger county that I haven't visited.
And also, Trumbull County would like to come and visit us. Terry Delgado, if you remember.
That's right, yeah.
So I just want to.
I thought it was Preble County,
Trumbull,
Trumbull County.
Trumbull, not Trumbull.
Okay.
Trumbull, yeah, she has asked. that-
Trumbull.
Now she's a new executive director. She'd
Okay.
like to come and meet
Great,
and see our
yeah.
workings.
So I've done that. Vine Street Hill Cemetery, this was put on the agenda by Commissioner Watson.
Basically, I'm asking for an update on our progress on that.
Yeah, so the progress being the request by Vine Hill Street Cemetery a month or so ago was whether the BSC would be willing to sponsor the founding of a veterans monument at Vine Hill Street Cemetery. I've sent out a series of inquiries to the county. As Commissioner Stanford pointed out, this is under 5901, the responsibility of the Board of County Commissioners to not just maintain monuments and memorials for veterans in the county, but also veteran plots within the county. The last I've heard, I pulled it up, from the county, I sent out 3 questions for your consideration. One question is, what is the current process that the Veteran Service or the Board of County Commissioners is doing for monuments? He came back and said he's not aware of any existing process. The other question is, will this be coming from VSC budget or the county's budget if we decide to take it on and delegate the responsibility that's actually the county's to the VSC?
Funds better come from them.
And he stated that it would come from VSC.
That's not what the county one says, and I will fight them tooth and nail right now.
So that's the decision point that this board faces now. I think what we need to do is, I can get with Montgomery County, that is the sister county that's actually doing this sort of memorandum of understanding, on if they have additional staff that's like an engineer that's doing all this, if they have an additional staff that's solely dedicated to maintenance of cemetery, because this will be a large undertaking.
I already have a list of over 90,000 veterans
Right.
buried in Hamilton County.
The caution I've been given, now I've talked to Vine Hill Street Cemetery and then also Spring Grove Cemetery, which is the largest cemetery we've got in Hamilton County with veterans plots. They cautioned that Spring Grove cautioned that we think real long and hard on whether we want to take this on, because even for Spring Grove, it's a massive undertaking that even Spring Grove Cemetery doesn't know where all their veteran plots are in their massive cemetery. But recognizing if the county isn't doing it right now, then no one's doing it right now. So what is the,
I would like to see the end of the county
Yeah.
include that they will provide 10% of our total budget from their funds to support
oh, it
this.
should be everything, every expenditure that
But
we
what I'm
have.
saying,
regarding that.
as a base start for this, to fund, one, because we're gonna have to hire somebody to do the job of going through and looking at the
Yeah.
Geological Society, which I have, like I said, I've identified over 90,000 veteran plots that are actually
Yeah.
listed in the cemeteries.
Right.
590135, care of grave and veteran. The Board of County Commissioners shall provide the
Right.
proper care of graves of all veterans
And since they are,
and Confederate soldiers and sailors.
they are right now acting in defiance of 5901 by not taking this duty.
Negligence.
Yes. So at this point, our memorandum, I think, should be crafted that says they will provide the funding. And we will take a quarantine fund of $300,000 from this
Well,
county.
we need an estimate.
But we would need to, but we have to have, that would include the salary starting for somebody to handle this, whether they're an engineer or something like that. I think that, because we have to, I have gone to several cemeteries as of recently, since this was made aware to me, and the condition of the veteran plots are abysmal, and it's a disgrace.
I think it will require additional staffing, and then also working directly with the county engineers, the Historical Society on this. So I think, what we can spend is the first quarter of 2025, really hashing this out and what this would look like. If we were to take it on.
It's really become, like I said, I don't know if you've gotten a chance to go through
Yeah.
there. It is,
Commissioner Watts will walk me through one of the
it's a
cemeteries.
disgrace, and
It
it's
is.
very upsetting.
It is. I went through the one over there off of Fleming Road and, this discussion how the veterans,
Yeah. So I did,
nobody's caring about the veterans
Right.
over there.
I did explain to Lisa, the executive director of Vine Hill Street Cemetery, she came to my office earlier, that it's not that we don't want to help with this monument right now. It's that we've got to make sure that if we're going to do it, then we first formalize it with the county, because we don't want to give the impression that we're singling out cemeteries,
Right.
and it's not really our purview right now. It's the county's responsibility. And she understood that.
So
So
we're asking for a donation for a monument. Now, once we put in for the monument, then that transfers to the county. Right now, the purview is ours if we want to fund this monument. It doesn't say that they have to fund it.
erect a brand new monument.
Yes, I would say that that is something that's under our purview, because it doesn't say that we can't. Now, once that monument's built, the
Who's gonna
care of that
maintain it?
monument then becomes the county's.
Do we want to get into that though? You got all these cemeteries and everybody come and we want to do this monument and stuff.
Some cemeteries have them and some don't.
Yeah, but I'm saying, the ones that don't, come in, we need to take a look and step in, how we want to service our veterans, the ones at the cemetery and this and that, building a monument for one cemetery, I'm against it. I mean,
Well, it won't stop another cemetery then. from
I
coming
mean,
in
I
and
know
saying,
it,
Right.
I'm just saying,
No, I'm agreeing
Yeah.
with you, that another cemetery could come in and say, well, we want a monument
Yeah.
now, and then we want a monument.
I'm saying, and it will happen, believe me. So, and, we can encourage and help, but, throwing funds up like that, we need to watch what we're doing. Everybody coming to us for X, Y, Z, cause we got a new board, so say, but we need to watch how we present ourselves with this. We got cemeteries running, we got this running to us. We need to just sit back and look at the veterans that we serving right now and kind of, I want to help do things, but monument, it's other things that I think the board really need to focus on before going into this.
Who's gonna look for the county monument that's gonna happen at Bond Hill?
I don't know.
Can I
Yeah.
get to my issue here before we
Go
go
ahead.
running on the road? I thought the last time I talked to you, you told me that they were supposed to be getting quotes for 3 quotes for the cost of that
They are doing
monument
that.
there. That's
They don't
really
have
all
it
I
yet.
wanted an update on was, what was the status of those 3 quotes?
We don't
We've
have
never
the 3
received them.
quotes yet.
Are they still
Correct.
pursuing it?
She has two.
She has 2 out of 3.
Yes.
That was it.
Okay, moving on. Okay, new business.
New business, the HR time and attendance was brought up by two commissioners last meeting that our employees move towards a time and attendance system through the payroll system that the county has, all county employees use. I've reached out to county HR. They will begin implementation for us. That should take several weeks, but right now their Paycor time and attendance system is down. That's when I talked to them last week, so I sent a follow-up email this morning to Sarah, who's our contact there. But she said it should take several weeks because we don't have that many employees right now, and we'll get time and attendance set up.
Thank you.
Answer everybody's question on time and attendance. Okay, go ahead.
Aiken High School Junior RTC, I was able to meet with their senior Army instructor and senior NCO, Major Wadler and Staff Sergeant Lewis. Commissioner Watson had initially met with them and encouraged me to also reach out. It was a great visit. I got to see their space. Aiken High School JRTC is not counting the first year, which the senior Army instructor only lasted about 6 months. This is really the second full year of this JRTC program. It is, I think, the only Army JRTC program in Hamilton County. They have the full support of their district, the full support of their administration, and the full support of the now permanent superintendent of CPS, who was the principal at Aiken High School and got the JRTC running. So I think Aiken High School JRTC can serve as a template to get other Army JRTC programs across Hamilton County. And it's my recommendation to this board that we support Aiken High School JRTC in that process to get them as the gold standard, because then it becomes really a great way to now bring in the next generation of the future veterans of Hamilton County.
How many JRTC members are there?
So they have 78 right now.
How many are seniors?
Um,
That's probably a question you weren't ready.
yeah,
Well,
the
what
majority are not.
Yeah, I figured, but what I'd like to see is what, like Stark and I think that if we're gonna use this as a template,
Yes.
I think when graduation comes, I
Yeah.
think we should have certificates and medallions
Yeah.
to give them, and since we wanna make this the gold standard of what we wanna show other schools, let's implement that, honoring whether it's the commissioner if the commissioner wants to go and hand them out, or you do, we show what support we're gonna do to the other schools.
Yes.
Because it is very important to me that we honor those students who want to make the commitment to the military.
Yes.
And I agree 100% on that, and I like to see Mr. Watson do that, because he's the one that
Exactly.
had,
I would
you
love
know,
that.
he came up with that, you know, he goes, we
I would
all
love to see
support
that.
that, but
You go
like,
and do
to
the-
see him hand out the certificates and do all that, and we support him on that.
Yeah, definitely. If he's willing to, what do you think of that, Commissioner Watson?
It's my program, y'all gonna tell me how to do
I know,
it.
I- what do you think of the idea of
we will
doing
support you on that,
certificates
you had
and
medallions, to get the medallions out.
What do you think of that?
First of all, Executive Director, I don't think we should just stop with the only Army JRTC program in Hamilton County. I think we need to still continue to reach out to the two Navy
Yes. Princeton High School,
JRTC
yes.
units
And I have. I've not heard of it.
No, I'm aware of that, but I'm just saying, we don't necessarily need to have that Army template be our guide.
Sure.
We can still reach
A
out to
little
the
bias in
other.
the Army, that's all.
Well,
So I buy it, there you go,
but that we have a bit more broader program. But I appreciate the fact that you spent time with them.
Yes, sir.
Look forward to getting the superintendent involved.
Yeah, and that's my next visit, is to meet with the CPS superintendent and let her know I visited her former Aiken High School JRTC. I did would like
I'd like to go with you on that one.
okay, oh, perfect, yes, sir, yeah. Asking for a vote, so I think one way that we can immediately start sponsoring Aiken High School is they are asking to get a color guard set up. So they're asking for 2 holsters for the colors, 2 flagpoles for colors, and then 4 dummy rifles that they can practice with. The total cost of all this, we would purchase, and then we would then
Donated.
donate it to Aiken Heights for JRTC would be $700. So asking for a vote of no more than $700 for color guard equipment.
I'll make that motion.
I second that motion. It's been, motion second, any questions?
Didn't they have in their, backup set of, holsters carried colors?
I have to check. It might have been 4 holsters, but they've only asked for 2. Okay. I have an email directly from what Major Wadler's asked for. None of this is gonna exceed the bid threshold, so he found this on glendale.com, which is the go-to color guard website for equipment. So I asked for a vote no more than $700.
Okay, so motion been passed. Roll call,
Motion
ma'am.
seconded.
Yeah, I second.
Anything we discussed.
Yeah, exactly. Roll call, ma'am.
Commissioner Hadden,
Yes.
Commissioner Rowland,
Yes.
Commissioner Stanford,
Yes.
Commissioner Watson.
Yes.
All right, great. They're gonna love that. All see Yeah.
Okay.
Dental options, this is just a FYI. We got word from Ohio Department of Health that they are restarting their dental options program. Ohio partnership to improve oral health through access to needed services. So this would be a supplement that we can connect our veterans to, whether they don't apply or they don't qualify through our office, but it's anyone who's 65 or older, has a disability or compromising medical condition, is an adult with lower income and or has severe dental needs, and is uninsured for dental care and does not qualify for Medicaid. We can forward them to dental options. Cool. But our dental program is up and running. We were able to assist the veteran about a month ago who needed an emergency tooth extraction. She came in here pretty much in tears, needing immediate help. We were able to get her help right away. So,
Okay.
yeah, that's it for new business.
Okay. Number 9, Commissioner and Executive Director update. Okay. Start with the Executive Director.
Just a thank you note that you all saw, the Mohawk Memorial. They want to thank us for sponsoring their Veterans Day event. So we're happy to support the first permanent World War II memorial in Cincinnati. It honored 608 men and women from the Mohawk neighborhood.
Great.
So happy to do that. Also from Vine Hill Cemetery, a note, December 14th at noon, they're doing the Veterans Appreciation Day wreath laying ceremony. They're looking for volunteers to help lay the wreaths. So I've connected Lisa with Amber, our outreach manager, to help connect her with DAV that could potentially provide the volunteers that they need. But we'll also add that to our outreach calendar so that we can attend. Update on where we stand with our policies and procedures manual. I sat down with the Chief of Civil Division at the Prosecutor's Office, Kathy Bailey, who reviewed all 95 pages of our policies and procedure manual. No. But a lot of things that we went over, pretty much the bulk of it is the stuff that she suggested that should not be included is those that by Ohio statute or federal statute is the responsibility of the county under their manual. Mainly when it comes to FMLA status, we actually cannot have our own policies that then deviate from federal law. But she'll send me a clean copy, and then I will have a clean copy to present to the board, and then asking for a formal vote on that, probably not next meeting, but the meeting after that. And then, let's see here. I think that's, our Thanksgiving meal plan was a success. 36 applicants applied for Thanksgiving meals in the amount of $200. It was originally supposed to be a Aldi gift card. However, Aldi, because this is our first time getting Aldi gift cards, there was a additional delay. So these Aldi gift cards would have come after Thanksgiving. They are en route, so we'll have them for Christmas meal. But I did not want our veterans that apply to not have a Thanksgiving meal.
Right.
So I then authorized that a $200 check be issued to all 36 of these veterans, and we were able to issue them out last week.
I got everyone.
How many did we allot initially? for Thanksgiving? 50?
was 200.
50.
Was it 50?
I thought it was 100 for
Well, is it
Thanksgiving.
was
50
100.
for Thanksgiving?
I thought it was
50 for
200
Christmas?
altogether.
Yeah,
$200
Per
Okay.
card,
per card, $100 in total.
14 short.
14 short, and so what
Yes.
Pam is doing is she's reaching out to recent applicants for Mercy Financial Assistance that didn't put food in their application, and we'll reach out and say, could you use it?
Good. So we're gonna make sure the 50 gets 50. Oh, good,
Awesome.
great.
That's what I wanted to make sure.
Okay,
So doing good stuff.
good stuff. Good job, good job. Okay, Commissioner, okay, Pam, go ahead.
I just went, I got a call, a couple of days after Veterans Day. Like, called on the weekend, she left me a voicemail. But there's a World War I monument down here somewhere that is in really, really bad shape. It's overgrown and stuff like that. So,
It's not Mohawk, is it Mohawk?
no,
Okay.
no, it's a World War I.
So,
So it sounds like it's one soldier. It's just a
Oh,
monument for a soldier.
we can do a write-up.
Yeah, so I asked them to send that in, but I just wanted to let everybody know that there is
I'd
a,
like to know the location of it, so.
I somewhere down here somewhere, I can't remember
I
off
know
the
there's a
top of my.
Vietnam and MIA memorial next to the courthouse.
Yeah, they just said this was a World War I Veterans Memorial.
Okay, we'll find out the information and we'll roll from there.
Okay.
Okay,
Last announcement, we are currently hiring right now for 2 veteran service officer full-time positions and a part-time outreach assistant. That job posting is on our website. If there's any interested candidates in the public, please put in their application. It would not be for hire before the start of the new year. So,
I'd like to have you expand that to the county
Yeah.
website.
we'll go with that.
Thank you.
Add it to the county website. There's just a long process to
okay.
get there. That's all I have. Oh, sorry.
I see you have anything else?
No, that's it.
Okay, Jerry?
All right.
Mr. Watson?
Yeah, a couple things. One is, we need to take a look at our December and January schedules. When our next meetings are. Can we do that now?
Yeah, I think the agenda has the next meeting December 11th,
I will be out of town.
okay? And then, no meeting identified yet, which would be the week of Christmas. Right, so.
Yeah.
No date determined yet.
No, I said, can we do that now?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, so
Do you have some recommendations, the dates you would like, or what? Because it's already the 11th, and the one for Christmas weekend, we need to, for the Christmas thing, we need to change that date, or just wait to January, if it's that.
So I will say is that our first meeting for the month is reserved for the executive sessions. No more purchases, right, could be made for fiscal year 24, so there won't be any votes on expenditure for 2024. So a couple options. One is we hold just one meeting in December, and it's the December 11th meeting. 2 is we hold R2, and we keep the first one December 11th, and then the second one will just be moved because the Wednesday is Christmas.
So like this meeting, we move it to a Monday,
Which,
the 23rd.
the 23rd, yeah, I mean, it's the week of Christmas.
I mean, that,
Right.
because that's what we do for this one, we don't have, that's why we're here today.
I mean, what we could do is move that December meeting to the middle of December and just hold final meeting of the year, December 18th.
So we gotta be Wednesday, back-to-back Wednesdays.
No, we could do that or just cancel the,
But the meeting before that is on the 11th, which is a Wednesday, and the 18th would be the next Wednesday. So that's what I'm saying, are we gonna?
we could do that or we could just cancel the December. It hasn't been set.
We'll move the 11th.
Move the 11th to just be the 18th.
We're gonna
was-
vote on
yeah.
that, we're gonna announce that here.
Yeah.
So if we
So the
decide,
recommendation is move the meeting
I think we just
from
have
the
one meeting
11th
for
to the
December.
18th, and that'd be out. I'll be here the 18th. I
so
won't
why
be here
not,
the
yeah,
11th.
that would be, yeah, I say that we put on our agenda, that we meet December 18th, and that's our last.
Is that good with everybody around the table?
I'm okay with that.
Okay,
Jerry?
One meeting in December.
Correct.
okay.
December 18th, 10 a.m. here, Wednesday the 18th.
I make a motion that we move the December 11th meeting to December the 18th.
A second.
Moving second, any question? Roll call, Val.
Commissioner Hadden,
Yes,
Commissioner Rowland,
Yes.
Commissioner Stanford,
Yes.
and Commissioner Watson.
okay. The meeting for December the 11th is canceled. The meeting for December the 18th is on, you got that, yes? Okay.
January. Our first meeting in January is, January the 8th.
It's the second, it's the
Second
second,
one.
sorry, Commissioners. It's always the second and the fourth.
It's January the 8th.
It is the second.
Our
Yeah.
Oh, I'm
first,
sorry.
our first meeting in January is January the 8th.
Yeah.
Thank you. And the second one is the 22nd. Two things about that. One is, 5901 authorizes or requires that the Hamilton County Common Police Court Commissioners appoint the new commissioner or reappoint any existing commissioners by the 15th of January. I would like to see those new commissioner or commissioners be at that first meeting. Because what we did last year, or this year, was we rescheduled the voting of officers from the first meeting of the year to, I think, the second meeting of the third, because the new commissioners, Commissioner Stanford and myself, were not at that first meeting. So we have a first meeting that may occur before the common police courts announced. They got until the 15th. They notified us on the 15th.
So we should just have the first meeting be after the 15th and maybe
Well, we
just
do
hold
have a
one.
meeting at 22nd.
22nd. So we do not meet on January.
I think it's just one meeting and it's January, what date?
It would be the 22nd, because they be appointed on the 15th. So,
Hopefully.
yeah, well, if they ain't, we still won't meet.
By law, they have. to.
Yeah, they have to be, so they'll be, yeah. So, okay,
So we'll cancel the meeting January the 8th. I make a motion to cancel the meeting January the 8th, in consideration to the new appointee or renewal appointee to January the 22nd.
Wednesday, 10 a.m. here.
I'll second that motion.
Move, and second, is any questions on that motion? Hear no motion, no questions, roll call, Pam.
Commissioner Hadden,
Yes.
Commissioner Rowland,
Yes.
Commissioner Stanford,
Yes.
Commissioner Watson.
Yes.
Okay, the meeting January the 8th would be council and would be, we will meet the 22nd of January, one meeting in January. Okay, anything else, Ms. Watson?
There is one other thing. Excuse me. I'll direct this to the executive director and then anybody else that has any knowledge. Has Hamilton County Commissioners decided whether or not, and if so, how many commissioners they are going to add to this commission?
They will not make that.
I
decision
asked
until
this
December. You said or anybody.
I said,
So you said or anybody.
Whoa,
I said
back
to
up,
the
back up,
executive-
back up, go ahead.
Now you watch
Director.
your words.
I
Steve,
said to the
Steve,
executive
Let
director,
him-
Or
first.
anybody.
Steve,
first,
come on.
or anybody.
Go ahead, Director.
I have not gotten word from county administration on the decision. It was my last understanding that they have until the end of the year to make that decision.
Okay, so no, go ahead.
Okay, now in my conversations, they will not make the decision until December, is what I've been told by their chief of staffs. So they will have a decision before the first of the year whether they will add, like he said, but it is still in consideration, but they will not even touch it until December.
That's next week.
So they won't touch it at the 4th of December, that's what I heard.
Yep.
So, and it'd be, I don't know, but the rumor is that they will not do it. So that's just,
So we have the number and the date.
you won't know.
The number and the date are at this time not determined.
Yeah.
And then I have a follow-on question to that one, to that issue is, assuming that they do add commissioners, we know that they're gonna have to qualify under the same guidelines as on 5901 as we do.
Yes, sir.
What consideration, well, I'm sure there hadn't been any consideration, but I'd like us to give some consideration and maybe do some investigatory work to find out, number one, if these appointments are, we talked about the date and stuff, will they be allowed to vote on the board as all the existing commissioners?
They
If
won't give
they're-
them authority.
If they're appointed, I'm talking to the executive director right now, please.
But
If they
that's a
are,
question for the board, not the director. That's a question, it's 5901,
It's very specific.
specific on that. It's to the board.
I haven't finished the question. Let me finish the question, then you can comment.
Okay, Reader's Digest, version.
I like it. I love these things.
Go ahead.
I will.
You know, you prolonging the meeting for no reason at all. Will you go ahead and ask the question?
I'll ask the question when I'm ready to ask.
Okay, you're not. Go ahead, Steve.
The other question that I had was, if they are a part of this board and this commission, and they have to qualify, as do we, everybody seems to think that they'll be allowed to vote at the first, if they're appointed before the 15th, before our first meeting in January, they'll have to vote and they have the same rights as everybody else has. The Hamilton County Commissioners has the right to appoint the commissioners. Whose right is it to remove that 1, 2, 3, 4? I'm directing that to the executive director right now.
It's,
If there is a removal, right now the procedures for that fall within the Hamilton County Court of Common Pleas judges.
Vice President, I would really ask that Commissioner Watson read 5901 because it's very specific in that the
It
county
is.
commissioners are the only ones who have the removal authority of their appointed commissioners. It states that specifically. The court has no authority.
And that is a correct answer.
Are you sure about that?
Yes,
Oh my
read
Christ,
5109.
read it.
It states
Why
that.
don't you keep your mouth shut?
No, hold it. I'm not gonna let you disrespect another
I'm
member.
not
This meeting
disrespecting
is
anybody.
adjourned.
You can't adjourn.
Yes, I can. I'm the president of this board. This meeting is adjourned.
I'll
Vote.
make a
I need a
motion.
motion to adjourn.
I'll second.
Roll call.
Commissioner Hadden,
Yes.
Commissioner Rowland.
Yes.
Commissioner Stanford.
Yes.
Commissioner Watson.
No.